And so, we are here again.
We gotta fill our cups with a little intention today.
Yes, we do.
Sounds like a plan.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Alright, so I'm gonna pour it up real quick. They probably like, man, dude, like, how come they didn't hit us with the greeting this time? Man, at this point, y'all, if y'all been listening to us, y'all know who we are. Y'all recognize our voices. And y'all like, man, these my people. We tune in every... Damn, I gotta get an actual reoccurring schedule when I release these. But you guys tune in every week just to listen to a different podcast. So we've been on it. And what's up? What's up with everybody, man? What's going on?
Cool, man. Another day in the life, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
glad to be here.
Honestly, super productive this week, getting a lot of things on track. And I mean, obviously things were on track before, but now it's like exponential. Boom, 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 back-to-back events and stuff. So yeah,
Word.
Glad to be here and recording with you guys.
I'm living the dream. That's code for I wish I was dead. When I used to hear people say that, and they used to be working hard too, I'm like, hey man, what's been up? Living the dream. And you're just like, damn, I feel the pain and agony that came with that.
They got that smile, but the tear comes
Yeah, exactly. Like, you ain't living a dream.
Right.
Sounds
good.
It sounds good. Oh, it sounds good. It sounds like a bot.
Sounds like it'd be sarcastic.
Yeah, living the dream. Living the dream.
It's
like,
the milkman.
Oh, man.
So, no, I'm not living a dream. I'm never living a dream. I'm living my reality. But, hey, I'm a little, It's July 17th. And so I got a little over a month until the little one is due. So it's pretty exciting, like getting prepared for all of this stuff. But it's certainly a lot of stress that comes with it. I live
You live a rock star lifestyle, bro.
No, far from a rock star.
A monk.
Rock
star.
A monk rock star.
Lately, the monk and the waters have been pretty rough, just because of the preparation and whatnot. But it's just like, oh man, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that goes into preparation of a child. Most importantly, I know when a child comes, it's going to be even more. But I'm looking forward to being taking on this new task at hand, being a father. It's like I was on a video game, and then it's like somebody just gave me a new task.
Right.
And it's like the task is gonna be with me till I leave, and my kid is bestowed his life without post father. But I'm looking forward to it, so I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I know he's like, damn, he's gonna sound like he about to be a dad. He don't sound too excited.
He don't sound excited.
I know, right? But I'm really excited, honestly. I can't wait to be a father. But anyways, like, and I'll tie that into our topic of today because we're going to talk about the power of 10,000. And did y'all drink some tea yet?
Not yet.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this this toast today. And we're going to talk about manifesting the power of 10,000. What does that mean? And so the power of 10,000 is a common saying, noble saying, I would say, that's found among the Tao. People call it, Taoism and whatnot, and other like cultural dialogue and whatnot. But anyways, Bruce Lee talked about he does not fear a man that practices over 10,000 kicks, but a man that practices a kick 10,000 times. And so you look at that and you like, oh, how can I apply that to my life? And you think about brushing your teeth. You probably brush your teeth over 10,000 times at this point. If you're like 21 and up, I would assume that you brush your teeth over 10,000 times at this point, because otherwise, you will have dick butter flowing out your mouth, and you don't want that. So that's pretty disgusting. You know what I mean? So when you start to become this, it's like a ritual, 10,000 things, and you just don't think about it. It just kind of like unfolds and unravels for you, sort of like Ultra Instinct Goku, where you have to think about things, you just let it flow. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, the power of 10,000, how you can insert that into your life, and most importantly, actionize that concept. So yeah, talk to us, man. The power of 10,000. How does that speak to you guys? What do you guys think?
The power of 10,000, man. I can't really say. I guess I get it. They say like, in order to master something, they say you have to have studied something for over 10,000 hours or put in 10,000 hours of work. I can't really say if that's for sure. Like, 10,000, you're just gonna be. You hit your mark, you're a master of it now. But I definitely get the gist of saying, to practice that thing a good 10,000 times before you can attain mastery over it. And I think we kind of live in a culture today, everything's really shiny, everybody's kind of jumping from one thing to the next thing and they're never really stern and disciplined on that one thing and mastering that one thing. But just like Bruce Lee had said, he doesn't fear the man who's practiced 10,000 different kicks. He fears the man who's practiced that one kick 10,000 times, because if he hits you with that kick, it could be like it could just kill you or something crazy.
It's gonna be devastating, man.
Right, it's gonna be a devastating blow, man. So with that, I kind of tie it in and kind of say like I kind of look at the things that I'm doing, and a couple of things that I feel like I've gained mastery over, or kind of working towards is like nutrition. That's one thing that I really did dive into just within the past recent years and kind of dive in and did the knowledge and did the research. And I feel like I have a pretty good grip and understanding on nutrition, but even with that, I feel like mastery is something that it never ends. You have to keep growing. You have to keep learning. There's going to be new information, new concepts to understand, and more things to add to your repertoire. So 10,000 hours, man. 10,000 hours. Got to get it.
For sure. I remember reading Robert Greene's Mastery book, and he really goes deep about, how these people of the past, spent over 10,000 hours mastering their craft, even, like Da Vinci and all these people that are like really well known and everything too. And I look at that in myself and I'm like, okay, so I obviously know as I start something brand new, you have to learn everything, get the basics down, you build a foundation. And as you keep doing it, obviously you evolve and grow in that and you get better and you get, a better gist of why you do certain things and like the reason why everything happens. So as, you get closer to this, say, level of 10,000, right? Whether it be 10,000 hours devoted to a thing or, even we look at, Instagram, you get 10,000 followers, now you get the swipe up feature, right? So the power of like 10,000 is huge in all aspects, and what do you do with that? Coming back to like us, and what we're doing, right? I put all this time and effort into studying how to market online, how to make money online, and figuring it all out. In the beginning, I got lucky, right? I ran a quick ad and everything worked. So then, I just keep keeping that up and practicing over and over, figuring out how to make it work better, how to get more conversions and everything, and putting that time in. I don't think I'm at, say, because what 10,000 hours, how many years would that be?
How many hours are in a year? Somebody look that up for me.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because it'd be quite some time. I recall I had looked it up in the past, but I'd say I'm not even there yet as far as mastery goes. I know there's a lot more that I have to learn, and every time that I get back in there, it's really amazing to study and figure out again how I can be better at my craft.
So it's like, what, just over a year?
Oh, just over a year.
Yeah, 1.14.
Wow.
1.14.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
So maybe we are at the quote-unquote level of mastery. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, 3 years.
So it says 8,760 hours in a year, and I mean you gotta sleep some of those hours and eat.
Right, exactly.
But if you think like you divide your days up into about 2 or 3, you can do 8 hours, right? 8 and 8.
You can do 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
you work an 8-hour job, you get 8 hours, 6 hours at least after work.
Yeah.
To do something.
So if you devote those 8 hours a day for 3 years, you've now achieved that level.
Right.
And your mastery, your whole 1 year.
That's real.
Yeah.
8 hours a day?
8 hours a day for 3 years. And you're now at your mastery level, technically.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
If you still suck at it, then
Yeah.
you might still get them hours in.
Right.
Yeah. So you don't look at it as like I mastered it. Like Will was saying, man, like that's the key thing is realizing that I myself am not a master of anything. I myself is still a student. I'm gonna be a student till the day I leave this earth. However, I know I'm formidable to teach what I know because I've been doing it for a while. But I'm still learning, and I still like to learn. I love learning, and I love to be around people who are better than me, because that way they can teach me the things, and I'm like, damn. So that's why I watch, some people on the internet, like, oh shit, let me see what they're doing, whatnot, and you just learn from them, and you just keep growing in terms of what I do. But yeah, that makes sense. 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years.
You know what? I asked the guy he's an engineer. And I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous podcast, but I asked him how long has he been doing engineering. And he said he's been doing it, I think he's 35. He's been doing it since 2004, I want to say. So let's just say a good 12 years. It's more than that, but 12 years. And now he's making his money. And then you look at other people. I look at other people on YouTube, and then I listen to their story. How long you been doing this? Well, I've been doing it since 20. And then like 29, 30. And you're just like, damn, you've been doing this long. And you start to see like, man, that's why they're so successful at what they do, because they've been putting in so much time. And I think about myself, I have never really truly stuck to something for more than like 2 or 3 years. I've always been fit, but I never practiced like what I'm doing now, calisthenics. I think I'm going almost 3 years into calisthenics, 3.5 years into calisthenics. And now I'm starting to see like, I've seen before, but I'm seeing now like, oh, this is what they were talking about, that level that you get to. And then that's what I would tell anybody. To be successful at anything, man, you just got to put in the time and effort. But like Will said too, in this culture, man, it's hard to remain stable and stick to something. It's always on to the next one. It's like relationships. It's always on to the next one. It's wrong with like people don't know how to just stick to something and just trust it. Like me and Tyler were talking about that, man, yesterday. Just like I think we talked about just trusting and believing in who you are, and just recognizing that, man, shit, I got something to offer. I'm not just some bum off of some taxi cab driver, nothing like that, man. Not saying taxi cab driver's a bum. I'm just saying like that's a boxing term. We call them taxi driver when you fighting a taxi driver or something like that. But anyways, yeah, man, it's really what it is. It's crazy.
Well, also weird, it's like if we look at it in a different lens too, if we're practicing constantly not doing things consistently, we become a master at not becoming consistent.
I just brought about something.
Gems, bro. Gems.
Yeah.
The power of non-action. But I'm looking at it, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it becomes easier to push things off till tomorrow or not take action and do things. And it's like all of a sudden the thing that really doesn't take that much time, like, oh yeah, let's just shoot a quick video or make a podcast. Someone else would be like, that takes so long because of all these times I've been procrastinating in the past. It's so much easier to procrastinate now that you become a master at procrastination.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up that word procrastination, because I hate that fucking word so much. Do you guys ever heard of what's my guy's name? He's a hype motivator, man. I love his energy. He gets hype.
There's a lot of guys.
Eric Thomas.
E.T.
E.T.
I love E.T. on his concept of procrastination, because he brought up it was this episode when he was like, I don't believe procrastination, and I was like, okay, he doesn't. And then he talked about if he gave this lady $10,000 or something like that. He said, be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. Would you be there to get it? She's like, oh, yeah, I'll be there to get it. That's not procrastination. You're just not prioritizing what you want to do. I'm like, yeah. When I think about it, I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, I'm not procrastinating. That's not my priority. That's why I tell people, like, it's not my priority. Like, it might be offensive, but I don't care. Like I would say, I don't care. I don't. But people shouldn't be mad at you for saying that you don't care because you want to better yourself. You know what I mean? Be selfish in every act in which you do, and I say that because if you can't help yourself, how can you expect to help others, man? You gotta help yourself in order to help others. How can a broken leader lead people when he can't lead himself? So you gotta really focus on yourself. It's important, man. 10,000 your life.
And with that too, I mean, heck, protecting your boundaries and setting those too. I mean, you gotta, that's what we were talking about before. All these other people around you, your environment may, create you to become that, say, procrastinator or a person who doesn't prioritize themselves, right? Because your environment doesn't prioritize what they want. So then you're like, oh yeah, no one else is taking action. There's no real rush for me to do this, right? So then you start stalling and holding yourself back in life, realizing that you're not achieving the goals you want for yourself, and it's really just a decision to act.
It is, man, but I don't know. It's hard for a lot of people to make that decision. Like, it's when you think about it, man, and like you just said, the environment, man. A lot of times people are held back because they allow their environment to impose the will that you can't do something. When you just got to get out that fucking mindset,
and then you think about it too, tying it back to mastery. You've been in this environment for over 3 years.
Yep.
You've been a master at accepting this environment.
So, master of bullshit. That's what you are, a master.
You don't suck at not getting stuff done. You're just a master of procrastination.
Yeah, I mean that's what it really is. But you suck.
Oh, dang.
You suck. And I say that not
just good at the wrong things, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can always change at any point. It's going to take some time sometimes, and you gotta push. But again, as we're talking about here, everything is flexible in this life. You know, you might have to move your environment. You might have to change your habits. You might have to change your mindset. But realistically, whatever you really want, there's a way to do it.
And you can do it, man. That's the thing. Like, there was one point I sucked at that stuff, but it's like you gotta just get your mind off of that and just really just get your mind out of it. That's the best thing I can tell you. And don't hope for something to come and like vicariously live through you or to help you. Like, it has to come from you, and it's okay. It's gonna come from you. If you want it bad, it'll come out of you. But man, I just like the whole thing about the 10,000. I really do. Because when I look at even millionaires or people, and they've been doing it for so long, it's crazy. And here I was.
I'll go for it.
I was just gonna say, here I was thinking like, oh, I can reach success in what I do in this amount of time. Like, no, it takes time. It takes time.
Definitely does. Thinking about mastery and the 10,000 hours, man, somebody who I think of is my mechanic, man. My mechanic, because he's good at working on cars. You know, that's just his thing. That's just one thing that he focuses on. I take a problem to him, something's off on my truck, I take it to him, he knows exactly what's wrong with it. You know, me, inside or outside looking in, I'm like, shit, I don't know how to fix that shit. But taking it to him, oh, easy fix. It's going to cost you. And he's a good mechanic, so he doesn't tax me. God bless him. But you know, if he did, I couldn't complain much because I can't do it. I'm not gonna hop on YouTube and watch it for 4 hours and then try to go out there and take the wheel off and now I broke something else. Nah, man, just go ahead and take it to a master, man. You know, I think a lot of us, we have a problem. We have like, we want to do things ourselves. You know, I used to be like that too, man. But if you're not a master at it, if it's not your one thing, then you'd probably be better off taking somebody else who that's their one thing. You know, they're really good at it. They can knock it out. Very time efficient, very effective. They're going to get the job done right. And, you know, hey, I bless you for that. I give you a little bit of cash, man, for your enterprise, for your business, for what you do, for what you're good at.
That's crazy you say that too. Like, the fact is, he knows exactly what to do. You think about the things in life when someone asks us for our help. You know, they respect. Like, hey, I want to know how to get this. And then you just see those details that they don't see. Right. And you're like, oh, wow. So when you say that, I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like, we can see things like in our own scope, our own practice with a line of things we do. We can see things that's like, yeah, this is what you need to do to take it to the next level.
Kind of ties into the whole turning your talent to income. He is talented with the mechanical aspects. He loves working on cars and everything. I assume he loves it. And then he does it enough when he's developed such a world around it where like you go to him knowing, hey, he's gonna have the answers for me, right? And we've all, you know, become experts in certain things: nutrition, fitness, making money online, right? And so people then come to us because we see all those things. We've mastered those things. We figured out all those small details, and people are willing to pay you for those services. Because again, money is nothing but energy. The energy that you have to develop in like either investing in figuring it out, learning the new thing or anything like that, or I'm just going to pay someone else for the energy and time they put in.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And that's another thing too, you know, you get people who like, I'll take my car to the mechanic, you know, or something, and then I'll be like, man, it only took you 30 minutes. Why am I paying you $300? And the thing is, you know, it took him 30 minutes to do that job, but it really took him 30 years or however long he's been working on cars to master that, to be able to do it that fast and crank out the work. So I definitely feel like, you know, you got to have respect for people's mastery, man, what they're good at, what they can provide to you, whatever it may be, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt. If they're a master in that craft, and they probably know what they're doing, you know, if they dedicate their whole life to that, if that's their main source of income, they probably know what they're doing. So, big respect, big ups to the masters out there, man. And if you're not a master yet, you still have time. Get in there, find something that you enjoy to do, and just become obsessed with it, man, and do it every day.
Yeah, obsession. That's nothing. CT Fletcher speaks about being obsessed with things, and it's a good thing. I know my brother's obsessed with what he's obsessed with, and I respect it. That's what he loves. That's what moves him. That's what gives. That's his food, man. And it's like, yeah, keep using that. Keep having that obsession.
Yeah, obsession, man. You know, they say obsession is bad, but if you're obsessed about the right thing, you know, you don't want to be obsessed about, like, drugs or drinking or, like, negative stuff. Be obsessed about good things, like fitness or making money or helping other people's lives, you know.
Right. That's the thing, man.
Yeah. Even like, say when you do become obsessed, right? A lot of people, they get into a rut because they don't see the results that they want, and they get so obsessed in what they're doing. So there's a really quick way that you can like sort of get out of that rut, right? So if you go down a way and you're like, man, I'm obsessed with this, but I'm not getting the results I want, right? You have to examine one of three things. Either your mindset, where's your mind at right now? Like, are you seeing that you can do a thing, or are you just obsessed with getting that result? You know, so figure out where your mind's at. Then ask yourself, what's your motivation? Right? Are you like, what's your why basically behind all of this work that you're putting in? And third would be, what is your methods? How are you actually approaching trying to get those results? Because you might have to change your methods. You might have to change what it is that, you know, you're doing to get those results. Because you might be obsessed about going about it the wrong way, you know, and then you're never going to get X, Y, Z results because you're doing it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And that was a gem that, you know, we had dropped on one of our little clubhouse meetings also yesterday, but it was from a podcast that I had heard as well. And definitely thought that ties in here with that 10,000, because so many people, they'll put 10,000 hours into the wrong methods or into the wrong way about doing things, and you don't get the results you're looking for because you're doing it wrong. You can sometimes just have to take that step back, pause for a second, don't put 10,000 hours into the wrong thing, and figure out the right way to do it.
I think a lot of times that falls into the ego, because I could relate that to my training and trying to move too fast because my ego was like, well, no, you can do this. Like, no, you got to really sit back and just be like, okay, I'm at this level. Let me go ahead and work this, and then gradually build up. It's like my capoeira teacher always says, we drill the basic moves, so that way we get that strong foundation. When we get to the advanced moves, you're like, oh, that's nothing more than just that. And you just, it's that simple. So that's why my training now it's very simple, especially when I do my skills. It's like, oh, instead of just doing a handstand to a full planche and going fast as hell with the drop, slow it down with your tuck. And then now I'm like, oh, the tuck is so much easier. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, just slowing things down, letting your ego, or you be obsessed with the time in which you want to do it. That's why I get on a lot of people, especially my brother, man. Like, don't be so concerned with, I want to do this at this age, man. That's why I heard a question today. He said, what do you see yourself in 5 years? And I used to love those questions, but now I don't like those questions so much anymore. Because it's okay if you don't reach what you want to reach in this amount of time. Enjoy the process, man, of building. That's what I'm enjoying, my process of just doing it. I don't have a time frame in which I acquire a skill now. It's just like, okay, I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Being flexible with your timeline is super key.
Yeah, you know, because once again, expectations. You have those expectations even of people, but most importantly yourself. You don't reach them. That's how a lot of people, I think, fall off, man. Because they expect things to be done, or they didn't expect themselves to be at this age, living at home with their parents, or they expected this source of income at this age. It's okay if you don't reach that, man. Like, stop letting people dictate your flow of life, man. Stop. and just live your life, man. Don't be afraid to be judged because you're not in a position you want to be in, man. Because nobody else can live the life that you're living. It has to be you. You have to be comfortable with that. So I think that's my biggest liberation, is living my life the way I want to live it, and then telling others to do the same, man. Like, don't worry about where you at right now. It's all about where you're going.
Right. Especially with that key, it's like a lot of people, like we said, they might try to force a situation to happen, so then they end up maybe living on credit and stuff they can't afford because they tried to push faster than they were making money, and like now they're borrowing extra cash just to get by every month to then live a lifestyle that they wanted to, that they could have built up towards, but they didn't put that time in. They just went the quick route and borrowed, and now they're in this pit and they got to dig out of it, and they're not happy that way. When you put that time in, you take those sacrifices. You might have to stay home for a few extra years. You might have to put like some extra time in doing your thing, your own craft on your own timeline. But in the end, it's going to pay out so much more. You'll feel way more happier for it.
Way more happier. Like you said, like, it's an ineffective method. If you've been doing this for so long, I mean, you're not gonna probably get the results because you've been doing it this way. You gotta really just fall back and just be like, all right, man, what can I do? Basics, man.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. You guys kind of hit on like the expectations of others around you. People tell you like, "Oh, you're 30 now. You should be married and you should have a successful career. You should be making a lot of money by now. You should have been and graduated college and whatnot." And it's just like, well, that's what they see for. Maybe that's what they saw for themselves, or maybe that's what they wanted when they were that age, or maybe that's what they had when they were that age. But it doesn't have to be that case for you. So I think it's just kind of separating yourself from the thoughts, the opinions of others, unless they're masters. If they've attained mastery over something that you want to attain mastery over, okay, you can probably listen to them. But if they're not, then you probably just want to kind of pace yourself, figure out what it is that you enjoy doing, and rather than living up to their expectations, live up to your own expectation. You'll be happy like that. If you go out there, and like, okay, mom said to do this, and you graduate college, and you did all this stuff that you didn't really want to do, and you're married now, you got kids. You might find yourself in a situation where like you're like not happy, you'd probably be much happier if you said like, nah, I didn't do all that stuff, but I chased down what it is that I was obsessed with, and I just get lost in that art, whatever it is, and while I'm there, it's like nothing else matters, and and there you're excited, you're happy, you're living life, and I think that's what it is, man. The meaning of life is that it is to be lived, man, and to find something to master. What can you be remembered for?
So yeah, that's what I think it's all about, is just adding value, man. That's another. I think, Will, you touched on that, man. Like, live the life to be lived, and truthfully, now I want to add value not only to my family, man, but to people around me, man. And even though I lost all faith in humanity, I really did, but at the same time, I'm gonna do my best and fight my entire life to make those around me, man, the best that they can be. And I just want to see everyone around me make it. And I know we are, because it's just like, me and Tyler were talking yesterday, man. We talking about this, bro. Sometimes I'd be like deluded at times. I'd be like thinking I'm having this conversation, then I'd be like, did I have a conversation with him? But I think
me too.
I was like, damn, did I have a conversation? But I think we were talking about, because we had went to the tea shop, and shout out to Joanna.
Yep, Joanna.
Zoe, and I think Katie. Yep, for just like, having that welcoming energy, man, and just willing to listen to us. At least the proposal. A lot of times people just, I don't want to listen to you. They give you that energy, like, I don't care. But the energy was so welcoming, man, and I love going there anyway. That's my spot. Global Infusion, check it out, man. They got the best tea in Grand Rapids, probably in the state of Michigan, because they just have everything, and their energy is just like, yo, I wish I could go there every day, but I can't afford it. But the thing is, she was willing to work with us, man. And it just like, dang, that's what's up. We're still trying to work out some kinks and whatnot. And whatever direction we go, I just appreciate just taking the time to listen. But we were talking about me and Tyler, I think we were in the car and we were just talking about just people around us making it, and how it's good to have that strong environment and whatnot. And I just think it's important, man, for you to add value not only to yourself but to the people around you, so that way we bring the bullshit out of each other. Like when we had the podcast, I had talked to Tyler privately, and I was just like, bro, I'm gonna hold you accountable, hold me accountable, and we were just like, we can't just be like, if we want the best, we gotta be on each other. We can't just be like, no, hurt my feelings, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. Like, we gotta be like that, because it's nothing like, me personally, I don't want like nobody to be like, oh, it's okay, like you can squeak. Like, no, like everybody hates Chris episode. He had a teacher, black teacher, and the teacher was like, Chris got like a B or something, like a C. He was like, oh, you got a C, and he was on like, I need you to get an A, but the white dude got a C. He's like, look, Mr. Such, I got a C. He's like, way to go. But it was interesting because he was like, it's wrong. He was trying to like, oh yeah, you're cool. You can get a C. That's cool. But he expected him to be more, Chris to be more. And that's how I hold you guys. Like, we gotta be more. Yeah. Let's just be like, hold each other accountable. Just be like, yo, be on each other, because I want all of us to be able to at least be like, when we leave GR, or I'm not saying you guys gonna leave, but I'm saying when we make it, we're gonna be like, yeah,
because we held
each other accountable. We didn't just lie. We just didn't like, oh, it's okay. He get okay with that little small detail. It's all no, we need to be on point every single time.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
And then also on top of that too, I want to add a quote in from Albert Einstein. Don't be a man of success, but rather a man of value.
Man.
Right? So many people, they're trying to hit those goals that the world has for them. Like we said, get married by a certain age, graduate by a certain age, all these things, right? But again, if you're adding value truly to your environment around you, you're going to be so much more further ahead than the person who's just achieving these goals and doing things, right? Those goals and doing things is fine. Maybe that's what they want to do. But if you're adding value to your environment, your peers and everything, you're lifting your whole team up. That's so much more valuable than just one person. Like, I got married, I got my degree, I got my job.
I think I had a conversation with my neighbor before about that, or somebody, where we were talking about when you have value, you'll be taken care of for a lifetime. Honestly, when you add value versus success, it's just like you going through the world selfishly. You don't really care about helping others, and that's what we're about. We want to help others achieve what they want to achieve, and that's what it's about. Adding value. And if it's nothing like when people comment or they send you a message or they call you or text you like, man, thank you for what you like. It makes you feel good, man. I can speak for me. I know and I know for you guys feel the same. Absolutely. It makes you keep going, man.
Yeah.
Man, it really does. It's just like sometimes I'll even like almost get a tear, like shed a tear. I'm just like, I gotta keep going. I can't stop, because I know there's people that's counting on me to make sure I love that duty, that superhero duty, that I'm adding value for people.
It's so interesting too. Like the way that even I got started, right? I was doing Snapchat videos, just recording this motivational stuff for myself, just like, hey, da. And then some people start swiping up and saying, hey, I really like these videos, keep it up, right? So I'm like, okay. So I started posting on some other social media platforms, and then slowly but surely, like you said, people keep messaging you, and I'm like, I need to keep going. And now it's developing me to become a leader in that aspect. Like, I never was the type of person to be the leader, but I became that because of the small actions of the world, like pushing me in this direction. Yeah. So
yeah, if you can help other people in whatever way it is, man, that kind of got me going too. Just doing things for myself. Or what was it, like fitness goals? I think I started running, and I post like, oh, I ran 5 miles, and then sometimes you don't hear about it. Some people hit you up like, oh yeah, you really helped me out. Sometimes they won't say anything. But I had one profound moment, man. I was sharing all this stuff to my stories. I wasn't really thinking about it. Some people hit you up, they don't. And one girl, I had met her. She's like, yeah, your story, like, it changed my life, man. Like, I go out there, I watch your story, and I see you running and stuff. And at the time, she was overweight and whatnot. And she's like, yeah, I watch your story. And I'd be like, you know what? If he's out there doing it, why can't I do it? And then she took it upon herself. She started working out, started getting in shape, and she lost, like, a lot of weight. And I didn't realize it at the time when I was just posting that, whatever it was, like goofy selfie video, whatever it was, but it really motivated her. So that's just to take the context, and you never really know how much it can be helping other people by putting your story out there and showing other people what you're doing. So don't be afraid to show what progress you're making, what you've been up to, because it's just that spark that it's that spark that could change the world, man. I think Tupac said something like that. Rather than trying to change the world, you can be that spark that ignites someone else to change the world. So just a thought.
And the leader thing about being a leader, that's what I love about that too, is a lot of leaders don't go through their life trying to be a leader or manage other people. A lot of leaders just fall into that role, and it's just like it was just that's going to be a separate podcast we're going to talk about because that just gave me a good idea. But it kind of unfolds before you, and you're just like, dang, I didn't want to be like this. I had no vision of me being this. I think Elliot Holst talks about life as in like cycles, and you kind of like, for me now being 31, I see my life now from when I was 27, when I had that cycle, that cyclic change. Now I'm starting to see like where I'm heading now. Now I'm curious about my next cycle. It's going to happen probably like several more years, but it's crazy how it just kind of unfolds and you realize the impact you're making on people, man. And I think the biggest thing that just the icing on the cake is when you didn't have help from hardly anyone, or you didn't have support from hardly anyone, and you know what it's like to work your way from the bottomless pit, man, and just get out of there, claw your shit out of there, and just keep on fucking moving, man. And you can really help those around you, man, that can relate to you, and you can impact their life, man. I use my brother as an example, man. This man worked his ass off from he was shitty. He was outright shitty in fighting. He was shitty. The guy's an open state champion going to the Nationals in Oklahoma, right? This is in a couple more weeks. But the point is, he started from the bottom. Literally wasn't giving shit. Now he's at the top of his division. And it's just like, you look at that, man, and it's just like, kids, I always tell him, bro, like, make sure, and he already knows he's going to give it back, but like, give it back to the people that were at that level where you were at. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have the strongest support system. How many people do we know that we like, when we first started out, like, that really was like, you got this shit from day one? It's hard to find that, man.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's hard to find that. So it's like, we got to be that beacon of light and hope for the people that's coming and guide them. And not hit them in the head with pricing. That's another thing. That's why I'm like, I don't want to hit you. I don't want, like, especially like for me personally, if you're at a certain age, I always say like 18 to 21, and you really want this shit, I'll train you for free. I got you. Because I'm like, I know what it's like. But I always want to help people, man, get to that point. That's what it's about. Adding fucking value.
Absolutely. It's really powerful right there too. I like how we were saying cycles and how everything unfolds, and it's weird because if you even just take a moment to reflect on our lives or anyone's life in that matter, like, you can see like cycles that you may not have seen before, and you're like, okay, if I keep repeating these actions, I'm going to keep getting these types of results. But if I start to change, I'm going to create these new cycles, these new results, and then become, like your brother, literally, he wasn't, and now he is state champion going to regionals. Like, that's freaking amazing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you have to stop, beating yourself up, and then just start your learning curve. Start learning, and you learn to earn, and then you can return. You can give it back to the people that are all around you. So
I like that. Yeah. Learn to earn and then return.
Yeah. That's what it's about, though, man. You have to. Like, you should, man. Return the favor, man. Don't just be selfish with the knowledge. As much as I be going ham on humans, I'm always gonna make sure the ones that want to learn and get to that level, I'm gonna be that beacon, because I know what it's like to not have that beacon. And you're just like, fuck, man. And it's just adding value.
Word.
But stick with the 10,000.
Yeah.
Because we did branch off a little bit, but honestly, like, it ties into 10,000, man, because we're working towards our 10,000 hours of quote unquote mastery of what we're trying to do, and when we get to that point, we'll be like, man, it's making a living. I'm doing this. We can pass it on, man.
All right.
Pass it on.
All right.
And always being a student of life too.
Always.
We're gonna go 10,001, 10,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Man.
Always.
It never ends.
It never ends, man.
Never ends, man.
Never ends. Being like Goku.
Right.
Goku never is just like,
It's gonna be like,
what can I do to get better?
It's gonna be like Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like, damn, I got a whole other cycle. Like, I never stop training. Like, I never stop. That's what I like about certain anime though, because they never stop. They're like, it's always level. Mm-hmm. And then those egotistical characters like, I remember a prime example, man, real quick, because I know we got to cut out soon. I was working at a job. I was back when I was 23. This guy said he mastered drywall, and he said the most ignorant thing. He's like, I've done drywall so many times. Nobody can tell me anything about doing drywall. I'm like, wow, you're ignorant. Because here you are, 40, 50 years old, talking like that.
Right. There's really some niggas in India who just...
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Got some different techniques.
Exactly.
Just you know what I'm saying? And he will never learn. He will never learn.
And it's just like, with that mentality, you'll never learn, man.
Right.
You will never learn. I'm just like, wow.
So with that, in order to become a master, to attain master, you always have to honestly be a student.
Always.
Not a master, a student.
I think Kobe Bryant, that's why he was so great. You know, LeBron is too, all of them, but I like Kobe because Kobe's truly a master. Like, he put every hour, like, into his craft. And then even Floyd Mayweather, even to be at that level and you still work hard, like, no, people will really slack off. I did it. I've done it. Like, what else do I need to learn? Like, no, I'm still a student. I got to still learn, so.
Right. It makes me think of, I think David Goggins, he says something like that, you know, people, they're always wanting to get to the top of the mountain so they can just rest.
Right, yeah.
You know, and you get to the top of the mountain and then you come back down and then all people are like, oh, you're washed up. What happened to you? You know, you fall off, you retire, you get fat, you stop being good at the thing that you're good at. And he's just kind of like, you gotta get to the top of the mountain and you gotta look up and then you're like, oh shit, there's another mountain to climb.
Yeah, you have to, man.
You gotta keep going.
You gotta keep going.
I was looking for the quote that kind of really ties that up. It's like, you can't teach something to someone if they think they already know it.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah.
They gotta basically be a student of life again. Like, I know that I've done this way for so long, but there's definitely 1,000 other ways that I can do it, and I'm ready to learn in all of those ways.
Right.
You know, and figure it out.
That's why children, I think, are important, because children teach us so many different things that a lot of times parents or adults will miss out because, oh, you're a child, you can't teach me anything. Like, yeah, your children can teach you a lot, like a whole lot. If you actually just observe the way they are, you're like, damn, I didn't. Okay, you just started to see things.
Right.
So
why am I cussing at these kids?
Right.
I'm in a bad mood. Why am I in a bad mood?
And then, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to really reflect and realize that, yo, you can learn from anybody, man. Like, no matter what age, it doesn't matter, man. Like, always the theme of today, 10,000, add value, and be a student of life, man. Be a student. You have to be a student.
Absolutely.
Word. And then just to tie in with that mastery, man, I think it was even in that book Mastery by Robert Greene. I highly suggest you guys read that. That's a great read. I think he was telling a story about like Pablo Picasso. He was in the end of his life, and he goes into like a coffee shop and he just takes out this little napkin he's doodling on. He makes some type of exquisite art. It's like dope, and the lady's just watching him or something, and then he gets up and throws it away, balls it up, throws it away inside the trash, and the lady, she's like, hey, can I have that? And then he's like, no, you can't have it. He goes and he gets it out of the trash and he opens it up, and she's like, why? It only took you like 30 minutes. It only took you like 5 minutes to make that. And then he holds it up to her and he's like, this took me like 30 years to make. And then he folds it up, he takes it with him. So mastery, man, mastery is something to be attained, man. Don't be an asshole like Pablo Picasso. You probably could have sold it for like a cheap price or something, but
yeah, man, don't do that to me, man.
The principle of the story is, man, once you become a master at something, it's gonna be really easy for you, or easier for you, because you're so good at it. Other people are gonna be like, wow, so blown away from it, and they might not even give you the respect for it, but you know the process that it took you to create that art, how long you practiced, or how long it was that you practiced your art, and you know how good you are. So I think that's the moral of the story, is never short sell your hard work and your success.
That's real. Well, look, guys, man, I think we had I know we had a lot of jewels.
We went in.
Like, that just dropped. And most importantly, and we say that in the most humbling tone. because this applies to our lifestyle as well. And so, guys, I hope you took something away from that. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. I know for me, I'm watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Ooh, JoJo's Bizarre.
Okay.
Okay.
So you started that?
Yeah, I started that a couple days ago. So I'm arrested because my body is fatigued.
Yeah.
Like, legit.
Training, man.
Dude, this is the first week in a while that I actually trained so hard. Like, hard. Back to the days I used to be like. So I feel like I'm pretty fatigued.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to eat some good food today.
Right. Get that rest, man.
Definitely get some rest.
Right.
I woke up this morning, I'm like, nah,
shit.
I got to train, but I don't want to, but I'm going to do it.
Training with you on Tuesday, that got me.
Dude, bro.
Yeah, I seen Tyler was hurt too, man.
Dude, Tyler, man, I'm telling you.
Oh,
Wait, when did y'all kick y'all ass? That was that Tuesday?
That was Tuesday, and then I had a video with the guy the next morning at 8 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
I slept through every alarm. I missed the entire thing because my body was so done.
Was that the day we did like cardio or something?
We did the sled.
Oh yeah, I kicked. Yeah. They
Oh,
was
my
done.
goodness.
They was done. They were done.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were done. We got that. I call that like Hell Day. We gonna have Hell Day once a week. I want to do it with you guys so bad. I just gotta pick a day. I'm not training with John.
Yeah.
Shout out to John G, by the way. Crazy good
I
trainer.
heard some stories about him too. He goes pretty hard.
He is the best trainer in GR, hands fucking down.
Okay.
Hands down.
Word.
Nobody can touch John G.
Man.
He is.
He's a master.
The master. He's the master motivator. He is the truth. Look, man. Check out John G, man.
Okay.
We're gonna get him on the
Bottom
podcast
line.
soon.
Right,
Check out
right.
John G. He's incredible, man. Incredible guy. Incredible spirit, man. Everything about him. Light. Just energy is amazing, man. I want my kid to be like Uncle John G. And they're like, all right, work my son out.
Get him.
I'm going to him when it's like, my shit ain't doing enough. Go to John G.
Right.
We're going to GR for a week, and you gotta train with him. You gotta train with him, bro.
Yeah.
Just one
I've
time,
heard some
man.
stories.
Yeah. He's intense, bro.
Right.
He's intense. But yeah, so I'm gonna rest up after today, man. I think I'm gonna get some sushi, man. But
Sounds good.
I think I'm gonna do that. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add before I close this out?
I think we had hit it on it, man. Tyler was keying in on it. He was saying, man, I was just thinking the Fill Your Cup podcast, fill your cup, but don't have your cup too full all the time, because if you got a full cup and then you try to keep filling it, you're gonna spill your tea everywhere. So fill your cup, but also empty your cup so that you can attain new knowledge and keep learning, keep growing. You never want to become stagnant. The master, quote unquote, of anything. You always want to be open to new ideas and be able to learn from people, from kids, from whoever it is, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have a quote at the end of this podcast I'll put in actually to tie into that. So yeah, go ahead.
I like that. I didn't have anything else to really add.
Okay. Well, look, man.
Hit him with the quote, bro.
No. I'm gonna let the legend speak for us. So you guys listen to it. If you guys listen to us this far, then we're gonna go ahead and close out and listen to that quote that's the end of this podcast. So with that, it's your boy Spence Crosby, aka Faiska. We out as usual.
William Taylor, CEO of New Wave Coaching. You can't change the waves, but you can learn to surf. So learn to surf.
And Tyler Wellness here, making open-minded individuals turn their own talents and skills to income in the Talent to Income Academy. Make yourself a priority.
Boom.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe.